Yes, people, Catabolic Window episode, I want to say 53 here. We are back in the new year. Mr. Jack Archer is eating, getting even fatter than he currently already is. And we're going to be running you through the science of how to not look like a fucking scientist. Because you want to get massive. You don't want to get catabolic. You want to get huge.
That's a good
And
line.
that is what we are here to do. Bro, that's something you wrote down in like episode 20 that I put right on the top of my Apple Notes.
It did what the
It's just
science
like
of
catabolic window, the science of not looking like a scientist, and then it's just links to all of the different places the podcast is.
I said that.
Yeah, no, actually, John might have said it. To be fair,
Okay,
R.I.P.
I was gonna say like John isn't dead, by the way. John is just busy. People are gonna think he's dead. People are gonna be like, "I'm so sorry for your loss." But no, John's fine. Mate, with bodybuilders, you never fucking know, Jesus. But
I wish I still had John and not you. Fucking hell.
yeah, mate, I wish I had John and not you. We're business
It's very-
partners now. You're fucking stuck with me.
I know it was an awful decision. Why am I so close to this fucking camera, man? Jesus,
So Luke, mate,
Jesus.
how's your day been? How's your week been? Give us a rundown.
Week.
Yep.
Okay, rundown of the week. Okay, so what? Last Monday was New Year's. I don't think we've spoke since before Christmas, to be fair. So
Nah, lad.
the listeners' ears are going to be graced with something they haven't experienced for a little while. They've been starving for a podcast. They've been hounding us in the DMs. So
True.
yeah, Christmas was good. I'm pretty sure we spoke since Christmas, but we've spoke, but not. I don't know if it was on the podcast or not. New Year's, just had a bit of a chill time. Went out and saw my mates from school, all of that good stuff. Well, not school, but sort of when I was school age. You know, when you're with people you were with at that age, and like you're going through the night, and you're like, "Oh my god, I just had flashbacks to some stupid shit we did when we were 16.
Yeah.
Why did we do that? And how did we get away with that as well?"
Mate, do you ever think about the shit you did as a teenager and you're like, I'm going to have a kid and they're probably going to do that similar thing? That's
Yeah, they're going to
terrifying.
do stupid shit as well. That's quite funny. That is quite funny.
Mate, literally.
Yeah, what's the dumbest thing you did when you were younger?
Oh,
Don't worry, no one's like waiting or anything.
there's too many to name. I've got so many funny stories of being a teenager, particularly with like chasing women. I've got some fucking funny stories.
Oh, come on, let's go.
Alright. Right, just like running through off the top of my head. I was like,
Let's send this clip to Chloe.
she knows all these people. She knows all these stories.
That's even better.
We come from the same town. There was this girl that I was like pursuing for ages, right? This is so funny looking
Definitely
back.
not a nonce.
No, we're the same age. Right? And so people are not gonna come to me for coaching after this. They're gonna be like, this kid is an absolute twat. But yeah, so basically, like we were pursuing for ages, right? We met up in the park one time. It was dark, looking up at the stars, right? This is before training, so I was a little stick insect, right? And like we were talking, and she was like, I don't know if I have feelings for you or not. And I just shit you not, right? Smoothest line of my life. I was like, why don't we find out? Leaned in,
Oh no!
gave her a kiss, right? Gave her a kiss, walked her home, right? And then she sent me a text.
And she was like, "Yeah, no."
Yeah, she was like, yeah, no. Mate, you can't make it up. I literally kissed my way out of a relationship.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I've had one
Oh,
girl
mate.
one girl I was seeing one time, I kissed her. This is again like there's a correlation here. I promise it's not. It's just reminded me of a different story. As I was seeing this girl one time and we kissed, and she just looked at me and was like, do you want me to teach you how to kiss?" Mate, I've just shot my business down. I've just killed my business. Congrats.
Well, hopefully you're not kissing your clients, mate. If you are, that would be worse. That would definitely be worse for business.
No, they all get a free kiss after 6 months. You get a kiss on the forehead after a month, and then I'll hold your hand after 3 months, and then after 6, it's a kiss on the lips.
Why haven't I got any of that?
You're not client, don't pay me.
Who'd you learn that one from?
Finn and Reese.
Oh, mate, did you see that reel they posted the other day?
No, what was it?
Where someone asked in the question box to Finn, "Where do you see yourself in 10 years?" And Reese just goes,
Oh my god,
"Dead."
yeah. Mate, like, I'm so concerned for Reese, but that's a completely different topic. Reese, if you're listening, can we have you on the pod, right? Because it would be funny. If someone is a client of Reese, no, this is more realistic. If someone listening is a client of Reese, or knows someone who is a client of Reese, can you say that we will pay to get him on the pod? Because we will. Because I want to have him on the pod. That's it.
You can pay for that.
Yeah, come. I'll pay for Reese to come on the pod.
Okay.
It'll only be like £5, right? Right? Yeah. Reese fit, £5, yeah.
My man needs more than that for some GH. What are you eating?
I've got home, post workout, make my cereal. Chloe calls me, can you pick me up? Yeah. So I've got cereal that has soaked up all the almond milk and is now dry as fuck. And then, because I can't have whey, right? This isn't how my clients eat, this is how I eat, right? Big difference. I get to have more fun with client meal plans. I've got chicken and Nando's sauce, and that is it. That is my meal.
That is some DP fit looking meal.
If I was making this for a client and they were lactose intolerant, I would 100% take the Rice Krispies out, unless they love Rice Krispies like I do. And I probably would have swapped it for a different cereal, take out half, swap that half into like tortillas, and then make like a nice chicken fajita, rather than just eating chicken out of a bowl. But I've been eating cereal and chicken post-workout for like 5 years. I can't be asked to make it into wraps. I just eat it.
Okay, you're boring me. Can we go back to the dating stories, please?
All right, I've got some more.
So funny.
Right, let's see here. Oh god. I might have to edit out some of the thinking, some of the like awkward silences.
You can just edit out when you speak in general.
I went through all of my teenage years pursuing a great many women. I dated Chloe twice when we were in year 9 before we then
Did she dump you?
Yeah, both times.
Definitely dumped you.
Both times, yeah.
Yes. Wait, so you were like, you know what? She's dumped me twice. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if she wants round 3. And she was like, no, mate, you still haven't learned how to kiss. Fuck off.
No, she did. She wasn't the one who said that. We dated twice. I then went through a manic moment and I dated like her worst enemy, right? Terrible decision, terrible relationship. As soon as that was over, we worked in a fish and chip shop. This is a good story. We worked in a fish and chip shop with, there was this guy there. I forget what his name was. I think it was Declan. If you're listening, Declan, fuck you. He clearly fancied my then girlfriend at the time. And he also fancied this girl who we'll call...
He's not that loyal then if he fancies 2 girls at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll call her manager. Right? I don't want to use her actual name because she's nice. But so he fancies our manager, right? She's the same age as us. She just like, instead of going to sixth form, went straight to the fish and chip shop. And so she's been there for longer.
Career progression.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. So anyway, he like really fancies my then girlfriend and manager, right? Me and my girlfriend break up at the time. I'm like, right, I'm over this. I'm ready to do some fucked up shit. I hated Declan. So literally first shift I had back was chatting up manager and was like, oh, we should, I forget what it was. I like proposed a date and then she was like, haha, yeah, sure. And then someone tapped her on the shoulder and was like, I think he wants to go out with you. And then she was like, hang on, was that a date? And I was like, yeah, it was. And she was like, all right, why not? So we met up. We did the do a couple times. And then I realized, I took a second, I looked in the mirror and I was like, hang on, my girlfriend broke up with me. I think I got cheated on. And then I've shagged my boss to get back at some guy who had a crush on my girlfriend who I don't care about. And then I was like, what am I doing with my life? She might still be listening to this. I doubt it. If she is, it was a good time. Thanks.
Yeah, if you are listening to this, Jack's former fish and chip shop boss, then inquire with me for coaching because you don't want Jack, clearly.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd feel comfortable checking pictures from her, to be honest. Like, yeah.
That reminded me of we'll go back to something savage that one of my friends, actually, no, that one's quick. So I was dating this girl in college and she was one of the people that would do shit wrong and then make you feel like it was your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those. And when I broke up with her, my friend was like, "I'm so glad you broke up with her. By the way, she had really fucking greasy hair," and I just started pissing myself laughing. So funny.
That's so jokes, mate. Yeah, tell us
Yeah.
some of your stories. Go on.
Oh fucking hell! Wait, we'll go to the thing because otherwise I'll forget. But you know when you said there the boss was like, was that a date? Like, were you serious? Yeah. Have you heard of the overperception bias?
No.
So it's this thing where basically guys, on average, we're not generalizing here, guys. Don't worry. On average, tend to think that women are more interested in them than the women actually are, if that makes sense. So that like she's just making nice conversation, and he's like, right, I met this girl at the pub, like she's definitely interested in me for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Sort of thing. And they're just like, no, I'm just being nice.
If you think about it, it's because like male relationships, male to male, you don't get quite close for a while. You know what I mean? Whereas like women get closer to each other quicker, I feel. Again, we're generalizing. Fuck it, why not? But like, you ever seen like girl best friends where they're like comfortable pissing in front of each other or like seeing each other naked and sharing clothes? And like, as much as we joke about OnlyFans, I don't think we would actually get naked in front of each other, right?
Unless it was in a posing room.
Exactly, exactly.
Or we'd be getting spray tanned. That's
Bodybuild.
in relation to a bodybuilding show.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. If it's bodybuilding and you kind of had to be, then I'd be like, sure. But you wouldn't choose to do it. Like, we wouldn't swap Monster Factory pants.
They want pants.
No, no. I don't know any gym brands that have pants. Well, other than like, I don't know any bodybuilder brands that have pants.
Gymshark do.
They're not really a bodybuilder brand, are they? They're a gym brand.
No, they're not. They're like
Do you know what I mean though? With like girls and guys have different boundaries. So I feel like that's what it is. Like to a guy, it's like if you've held a conversation more than 30 seconds, you're fucking interested in them. Like there's something there. Like if you're making mates with another guy, the conversation goes on more than like 3 lines of dialogue, you're mates. Whereas with girls, they'll chat to you all evening just out of politeness. You know, I feel like that's the difference.
yeah, there's like and there's that double thing there of like guys think they're more interested and girls think you're like less interested than you are. So it's just quite funny. But yeah, there's an interesting dynamic there where I think most girls have like a quote unquote best friend, whereas most guys are just like, yeah, I go to the gym with him, I go to the pub with him. He's all right.
Yeah.
Definitely not you, mate. If I never have to speak to you again, that would be fucking incredible. I would
This
love
is
that.
this is a male friendship right here. Fuck you.
Yeah, well, did you listen to the podcast I sent you the other day, the Alex Hormozy one?
No, fuck
You
you.
suck, man. It was funny. It was like actually wholesome. I was being nice.
Were you actually?
Yeah, he was like real friends chat shit to your face and big you up behind your back, basically.
Fair.
And I was like, I don't think I've ever said a nice thing to your face, so that must be good.
No, but that's how you know you're close.
Yeah,
Like
that's my if I can't like regularly abuse someone, we're just not friends.
yeah, yeah. Like if I can tear into you for your height and you can tear into me for getting injured or being fat, like we're pretty like like because I'm sure if the wrong person tore into either one of us for them, we'd be properly pissed off, right? Or like a little bit upset. Yeah. Like if someone came up to you and just like called you short, or just came up to me and was like, "You're fat," I'd be like, "Fuck off! Who are you?"
I'd go to headbutt them, but it would just hit them in the chest. Jack just spat Rice Krispies everywhere. Well, yeah, Jack. Earlier on in the chat, Jack sent a photo of this guy's quads, and he was like, "This is incredible." And the boys were like, "Oh, that's so cool," that sort of thing. And my response was, "Jack could never, because his knees don't work."
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes, "Luke's got a short temper."
Mate, that's the
mate.
thing. Like if you're
Comedy
comfortable, if you're comfortable ripping into each other, you know you're close.
For sure. For sure.
Because you wouldn't do that to when we first met. You remember the first few times we were talking on Instagram? We weren't doing
I
that.
think we've only met like 5 or 6 times in person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, how did we get to the point? Because the first thing we did together was a live Q&A. You remember this?
Yeah.
How did we get to that point? Like, how did we get to that point? Because then after that, I think we did the podcast. Because John messaged me saying, "Do you want to do a pod?" And he was like, "We need a third." And I was like, "I know just a guy," because I'd done a live with you, and I was like, "He's knowledgeable as fuck. Get him in."
Yeah, do you remember we recorded that first episode and then I think you lost the recording or something, so we didn't do another one for
Oh my god, yes.
and it was so long. It was like an hour and a half long, wasn't it?
Yeah. I left it at uni, and then I just never.
Yes, that's what it was,
I
wasn't
just
it?
never got round to it. It's still there. I think it's on my computer at home now, I guess. Or maybe it's
What
got.
let down.
I might throw.
Should we release it? Anniversary edition.
Watch how it's aged awfully, and we're all just like, for some reason, really racist or something. we're like, what? I don't remember saying that.
Why, out of all of the things you could go with, why is it that?
I don't know. It's just what popped into my head, mate.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Right, so we've done almost 20 minutes of nothing related to fitness. Should we maybe try a little bit?
Nah, you're all right.
Okay. What are we going to talk about then?
Well, I asked you for some of your funny teenage stories.
Okay, right. First one that comes to mind would be night of my 18th. By this point, I'd already been drinking a fairly decent amount. I did my whole like drink 2 or 3 days a week when I was in college.
Yeah. I was
So
about
by the
that
time I
age
got to
too.
uni, I really wasn't that interested.
Same.
So like my friends that I hung out with at that age, I saw them on New Year's and we were just talking about this. So the night of my 18th, right, you're going to absolutely rinse me for this when it gets to the end of the story. We go out, we go to Spoons, probably 9, 10 o'clock at this point. Someone decides that it's funny to dip napkins in their drink and throw them onto the wall.
Oh,
Like this is I don't remember how many of them that they did. But then we go to the local club in town. We skip the queue because one of the dudes that we're with knows someone that works there. So we get in there. I don't remember anything about this place, like absolutely nothing whatsoever. So we leave there. I probably threw up at some point. So we're just sort of walking home because we all lived like along this long ass road. So we can basically just walk in a straight line and like drop one person off here, drop one person off there, drop there, and then like the last two people basically live next door to each other. So that's pretty handy. Yeah, so we're starting to walk home, and I'm falling all over the place, mate. I've got no idea what's going on. So we find a shopping trolley, and I get in this fucking shopping trolley, and they just start pushing me home. We get to my friend Victor's house, and he's like, "Luke, mate, it's your birthday. It's a special day, and you know when you're drunk, you just need a piss all the time."
yeah.
So like literally every person we were dropping off, we were having a piss somewhere, and he's like, "Do you want to have a piss on my car?" And I literally remember just pissing on this geezer's car. It was so funny.
Bruv, what the fuck is wrong with Victor, bro? What?
Huh?
What is wrong with Victor? Why is he letting you piss on his car?
I have no idea, mate. It was so funny.
Mate,
It
that's
was
so fucking funny. A birthday treat you didn't
absolutely
think you
hilarious.
wanted.
Yes, I know that was my birthday present. And then we got all the way back to mine. We go down the back alleyway.
Yeah.
And and I just sort of get out of the shopping trolley and go into my back gate. So I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, what is that on my back? Like in so much pain. I look in the mirror, I've got this fat ass bruise on my back.
Oh.
And then I'm starting thinking like, what is this from? And I'm like, maybe I went in a shopping trolley. And I was telling my mum this in the morning. And then she was walking back from town and she just sends me a picture out of the back gate. Is this yours, Luke? And it's just the shopping trolley that's literally must have gone about 4 miles the night before.
Jesus Christ, mate. Bless you.
One was not.
I can't believe you pissed on a car.
I know.
That's such a teenager thing to do. Just piss on some poor blokes.
At least it was my friend's car, though.
I bet he woke up and was like, why the fuck did I say you could piss on my car?
I'm pretty sure he did as well. And then one of our other mates tried to as well. And he was like, is it your birthday? Fuck off.
I like that's where he draws the line.
Yeah.
3 people. No, two's fine.
No, because it was me and him, so it was
Yeah.
like my birthday and his car, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But he was having no one else could do it. It was outrageous.
Fucking madman.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? So that was pretty good. I actually returned a shopping trolley today. I was walking to uni, and there was one across the side of the road, like probably 5 minute walk, and I was going that way anyway. So I was like, I'll take this bad boy with me.
That's so nice of you, mate.
I know, put it back. I'm a fucking great person. That's
You
what.
love to put a shopping trolley back, you do.
Yeah, it annoys me.
Didn't Matt start that?
Yeah, Matt started it.
Yeah. The whole like put your shopping trolley back.
Hmm.
What do you think about when people I love doing this in shops. When you can see like a decision has been made, like when you see a fucking mega Twix or something in the veg aisle.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? People putting the items in the wrong place, or are you just happy to see those choices being made? Like, what's your thoughts?
I don't know how often they go, I'm going to get some veg instead of a Twix. I think it's more. I think they probably just put the thing down. I don't think they've actually got the other item. It just happens to be in that place.
Yeah,
Which is a bit lazy, in my opinion, to be honest.
but
Like,
it doesn't bug you as much as the trolleys.
no.
Is that because the trolleys are bigger?
Because it's the ultimate test of, are you a good person? Because there is no incentive to do it. There's no reason that you need to do it, like especially if it's not got a pound in that you've had to put in it or anything like that. It's just, are you willing to do this thing to help society run a little bit better?
Yeah.
It's like the same reason for putting your weights away. The only reason you put your weights away is the hope that somebody else also puts their weights away, so you don't come into the gym and there's dumbbells all over the floor.
True. That's true. I feel like with I feel like with putting the weights away, it's just no one enjoys doing it, but it is like you have to do it. Like I feel like it is so selfish to leave them there. Particularly, right, if you train in a leisure centre, you really need to put your weights away, because there's going to be like 60-year-old Carol trying to get on the machine that you're on, and if it's plate loaded and you've put on 320s, she can't lift one. So she's going to have to awkwardly shuffle her way to a PT and be like, hey, can you take 6 plates off this fucking machine?
He just doesn't want it bad enough.
Or, this is just as bad, right? Again, I don't mind it when it happens at my gym because it's not a leisure centre, like most people can lift a 20. But you need the lighter weights.
You're going to say when they've got like loads of little ones on, aren't you?
No. When if you're, the racks where you rack the plates. When people put like a 2.5 and then a 20, so you have to pull the 20 off to get to the 2.5. No, if you work in if you train in a leisure centre, the lighter weights need to be on the outside, because if Doris wants a 2.5, she can't move the 20 again.
How old is Doris?
12.
Fair.
And again, you should also have the heavier weights at the bottom, lighter weights at the top. But the only time I'd be that anal would be in a leisure centre, just because you're going to encounter people who actually can't lift that. If we're talking about like graftism or a coach, it doesn't matter, because most people can move at least a 20. Or if they can't, there's going to be someone nearby who can shift 8 of them. Like, it doesn't matter.
Especially if they do it with bad form.
Yeah. I always control the eccentric of putting my plates away, always.
To be fair, the coach is really good for putting plates away.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Very rarely do you go to a machine and it's got anything left on it.
I think that's part of an atmosphere thing, If, like, the gym I was in Wales, people were terrible for it, and I started calling people out on it. Just me, right? This is a small gym, but I was really, like, I was bulking, I was tired, I was pissed off, I was very entitled. But I would get...
The girl dumped you the week before.
No. Yeah, I was thinking about the manager, and I was like, fuck. Missed opportunity. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm very happy with our relationship. But so
Can we do like one dating story a week?
Oh mate, we'd actually
that would be such a good segment,
bro. We'd be covered for 5 years. I've been such a little shit all my life. Yeah, that's fine with me. But anyway, so I started calling a couple people out on it, and I got more and more arsey with it, and then people did actually start putting their plates away. And once you start doing it and get arsey with other people, they start putting them away.
Yeah. How did you mute yourself for that sneeze?
I muted my...
Powerful.
Oh fuck! Wait, that's still going to show up on the recording, isn't it? The sneeze, because that's not how that works.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you're screen recording, so you basically ruined my enjoyment and gave it all to the listeners.
Yeah, I'll have to edit that out. That'll be fun. I'm gonna go fucking blow my nose. Actually, I just edit this out. That's jokes.
Okay, that's fair, right? I guess that Jack's just a man of me. He's a shit co-host, so I'm gonna try and save this segment of the podcast. So we haven't planned anything to talk about this week, but something that has annoyed me recently is comparing yourself to other people. So I could go, why am I not making as much progress as Jack? Fuck knows why. I don't want to look like that guy anyway. But yeah, why am I not making as much progress as Jack? Well, it's because he's a dirty little fucking cheat. So obviously I'm not making progress as fast as him, am I?
Yeah,
He's a cheater. So why should I be like, oh yeah, I'm not making any gains? Or equally, why do I not look like a natty professional bodybuilder? Well, they've been training 10 years longer than me, so they're probably going to look a hell of a lot fucking better, aren't they? It's like this whole thing of Zoom's trying to kick us off. That's absolutely outrageous. Trying to compare yourself to other people is not ideal, because at the end of the day, they've probably invested more time than you, have different parents, and have been doing it for longer is exactly the same thing of more time. What I was gonna say is
doing it better.
Have more of doing it better, having a better idea of what to do. So funnily enough, they're gonna have better fucking results.
There's a good quote from Liam Smith on this G Sheets Pro. Shout out Liam Smith. You're not listening. You're a cunt.
Why do I feel like this is not going to be from Liam? It's just something you've heard him say.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably. He's quoted it from someone else, but I heard him say it, so fuck it. He was talking about business, but it applies to everything. He was like, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 7.
This is Rob Lipset.
Is it?
This is Rob Lipset.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it is.
All right, fine then. Fuck it. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter like 70. Like people do it all the time. Like they'll be like people compare to us, right? 2 21-year-olds who go to the gym. Why am I not like them? It's like, well, you don't know how long we've been training for.
Jack Eagles is the same age as me.
Yeah, literally. Like, you don't know how long they've been training for. You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes in terms of PEDs. You don't know how good they are at their training. If I train like Jack Eagles, I would be half the person I am now, and that's already like 90 kilos soaking wet, so I'd be 45 kilo clearly.
And you definitely have no knees.
Oh, mate, yeah. I'd be the patella fella for life. But yeah, that's the thing. I think as well, right? Like, you mentioned genetics, okay? This is a fence I straddle, right? So, on the one hand,
I bet you do.
I let the fence go in. Oi! So, on the one side, yeah, you don't.
And then that girl pops out. Jack, I really need to teach you how to sit on a fence.
Oh my god, that girl might also be listening. She follows all of my stories are like, because I lived in a small town, so they all follow me on social media, so they all know what I do. So there's a chance they listen to the pod. If we clipped this and put it on Instagram, they would probably like it, which is quite funny. Anyway,
you've got to call this one like Catabolic dating advice or something like that, so that they're like, oh, maybe this is about me.
If you want an idea of like the worst way to do things, like me when I was like 14 to 17 is pretty much the way to go. Wow, 14 to 19. Wow, 12 to 19. 10 to 19. 10 to 19. Worst, almost a decade.
You were getting birds when you were 10.
I was trying. Which is the issue. I've already forgotten what my train of thought is. Oh yeah, genetics, right? Yeah. You don't, someone might have god tier genetics compared to you, right? But I also feel, and maybe you'll feel similarly to this too, I talk to a lot of people who are new to the gym, have given it barely any time, haven't locked in at all, never worked with a coach, and they just like aren't nailing it, and they'll be like, oh, my genetics are so poor, right? Or they'll be like, my leg genetics are terrible, and you'll be like, so show me your leg day, and you look at it and you're like, yeah, if that's your leg day, everyone's legs genetics.
Yours is like hamstrings only.
Man, my quad genetics are so poor. I don't know why my knees hurt all the time. But like, have you ever had it? And like have you ever had that first of all? And also, I bet you've also had it where clients come to you and they're like, "My genetics are terrible," and then you show them a bit of progress, and they're like, "Actually, my genetics are quite good," and you're like, "It's not genetics. You're just doing well. You're just now doing well." You know?
Find me someone that's trained well for 10 years that has shit genetics.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe we've got something to talk about.
Joe Jeffrey. Joe knows it. I love you, Joe. You know it.
No, I think he would say that himself. To be fair,
That's why he's a good coach, though. Like 100%.
Yeah.
If he was genetic elite, he wouldn't be anywhere near the man he is today with coaching. So it is what it is.
yeah, because when you're a genetic elite, you can do things worse than anybody else and make better progress than them,
I
even
think
if they've got it like literally all nailed.
the word that people miss with the genetic elite is despite. I see this all the time. Success leaves clues. Yes, to an extent, but Ronnie Coleman got to that size despite doing what he did, despite eating the way that he did. It wasn't because of. We know the mechanisms at play, and we know that there are better ways to do it, quite simply. And either that means that Ronnie could have done it safer or quicker or been bigger. And when people hear that, they're like, no way, no way. But it's like, I think if we can all agree that Ronnie probably had earlier years where he made less progress and later years where he made more because he understood more of what's going on. So why can't people fathom that he perhaps could have made more progress or even just got to the same level on less or quicker? I don't think that's too crazy to say, but a lot of things that the genetic elite do, it's despite. It's not because of, like, oh, Branch Warren trained like shit and he got big. So maybe that's the secret. No, Branch Warren got big despite training like shit, right? If he got 1,000 people to train that way and then stop training that way, they're going to make more progress when they stop training that way. It's just going to be better for them.
I despise the argument of, and it does seem to be Dorian did it. I think it's got something to do with the alliteration.
It's true.
Well, Dorian didn't do it, so I didn't want to do it that way. Yeah, because Dorian didn't have this machine because he was training 30 years ago. Oh well, but he did this amount of volume. Okay, did you have Dorian's parents? Sorry, I didn't realize that. That's weird.
Yeah. Once you look like Dorian and you have Dorian's recovery capacity and you eat like Dorian, you can train like Dorian, sure. You're that similar to him, I'll let you do it. But
And you have his parents.
you're 150 pounds. You're 150 pounds soaking wet, and when you barbell bent over row, it's 100 pounds. He's doing like 500 pounds. He's gonna need to do less volume. He physically cannot take more. But even then, Dorian did a ton of warm-up sets that were sub-maximal. That's still volume. And he also did a large amount of exercises, just like JP. Everyone loves JP. Big up JP. People tout JP as the low volume king. We literally were talking about this the other day. He did a push session. Every exercise was 2 or 3 sets, right? But what you don't see is he's then doing 2, 3, 4 exercises per muscle. So when you're doing 2 sets across 4 exercises, that's 8 sets, right? If I put you on a chest press and gave you 8 sets, you'd be like, whoa, that's so many. But if I gave you top set back off on 2 presses and 2 flies, you'd be like, cool, low volume. No, just no, it isn't.
Maths. Let's go.
I could
Let's
pay,
get it.
like, I could nick $1,000 from you every single day of the week, or I could nick $7,000 off you in one day. It's every week. It's the same. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I went for money as an analogy because I'm just so.
They would feel slightly different.
Would they?
This is part of my degree that's actually useful, right? So there's a
Oh.
threshold. There's a threshold for losses and gains. We've got 2 minutes, so I'm going to try and explain this quickly.
Go on.
Where essentially once, like, if you're to break losses up and like say I'm going to steal 1,000 compared to steal 7,000 in one go, the little losses of 1,000, which aren't that little, especially if you mean that big money.
If mate, to us, we piss 1,000. Piss 1,000 quid.
Yeah, I actually piss gold. Let's go.
He does. I've tasted it.
Those little losses hurt more than if you lose 7,000 in one go. Whereas those little gains feel like those little gains don't feel like a lot. Whereas if you were to get like $7,000 in one go, you're like, oh god, this is amazing.
That's interesting.
And people are roughly twice as averse to losing money as they are to gaining it.
Do you think that that psychology is what carries people to thinking that things are low volume when they're not, because it's like broken up? Or do you,
No, I think it's way too different. I think people are
fair.
just stupid.
I think it's I think it's an attention span thing, because it's like 2 sets and you're on, two
Yeah, they
sets and
just
you're on.
get bored.
Yeah,
They do
like
just get bored.
8 sets of pec fly is crazy. Right, we're gonna have to wrap this up, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for listening, people. Thank you for, I was going to say listening again. That's useless, Luke. If you've made it this far, if you enjoyed the dating advice, it wasn't really dating advice, it was
It
just
was
bad dating advice. If you
yeah.
like dating advice next week, then share the podcast on your story, share it to your friends, share it to your single friends, share it to your gym friends that want to make more progress, share it to everyone that lives in Jackstown so that we can hopefully expose him.
Oof.
And I think that's about it.
Yeah, mate, you've covered everything. Get a quick pick for the gram. Whee. There it is, boys. There it is. Right. Thanks,
Right.
everyone, for watching
Um,
and listening.